you started this, we're just gonna ask you I guess who you are, what you do, and how you kind of got started.
All right, yeah, guys. My name's Alex Hall. I shoot for the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm also the co-owner of Next Up Sports. Um, how I started, I was at Little Rock Christian, and that's where I went to high school. And I think at the age of 13, I got my first camera, and so I just started roaming the sidelines. You guys won't know this name, but Houston Angel was our quarterback at the time, and we had a pretty exciting player whenever I was growing up named Michael Dyer that got me really interested in sports media coverage. And so, anyways, that's definitely the roots of where I started at.
Hmm. That's cool. So what all do you do like on Friday nights? I see you going to a lot of Farmington games. So like are you hired by them or you just do that?
Yeah, so this season, Farmington has hired me for their football season.
Okay.
Yeah, so what all does that consist of?
Well, I mean, just getting content of the Cardinals, making sure that Aiden Lester gets posted, making sure that, Brandon Clark gets posted, making sure that we, get exposure for their top players. And I'm also putting together a YouTube channel, YouTube kind of story for them. It's called The Nest. And so that's going to have kind of more of everybody included kind of a thing. And, it's been a pretty cool season. I've been sick for a couple of weeks, so I had to have other people come in and help me. We had Daniel Moyes. We've had Noah Southard. He shoots for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Daniel does also. Had a great team. I've got Sadie Rucker shooting photographs for the Farmington Cardinals. So I've got a great team around me at Farmington right now. And yeah, man, it's been an awesome season. The Cardinals are looking really good too.
They are.
I'm not going to predict anything, but I've heard other people say, they're expecting a Farmington Parkview state championship. I think that would be awesome. So it's just been a really, really fun season. But
Yeah,
that started with a lot of work beforehand. I covered Little Rock Christian, obviously, just because that's where I was living at the time, and that's where I went to high school at. So I had a lot of personal
Right.
connections there. Walker White was obviously a huge tie. I went to school with his brother John David White, so that was kind of why that I covered Little Rock Christian so much in the past. But I also would cover, Bryant Conway games. I would also cover, the Salt Bowl. So it wasn't always Little Rock Christian. But yeah, since I moved up here to Fayetteville, Farmington reached out and hired me for the season. So you're going to see a lot of Cardinal content until further notice.
yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. So
Thank you.
whenever you were in high school, did you play sports at all? Because I know a lot of people that have jobs like yours, like it's kind of like 50-50, I feel like.
I did not play sports, man. I was not that gifted in the sports world, that's for sure. But I started this Instagram page, and it might still be up, called A Hall Edits. Man, I was probably 13 or 14 when I started that page, and I would just make all these graphic designs, and that's probably I've always been really interested in sports, man. So in high school, I was definitely more interested in watching sports than getting better at sports. So that's just me. But and I made a career out of it. So something was clicking there.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I want to ask, so kind of, yeah, going to Little Rock Christian, I want to talk about kind of like your favorite moments and like maybe favorite games like y'all shot or you shot there, and just, favorite players there.
Okay, so this is gonna be a real throwback, and I don't know if any of my friends are gonna watch this, but um, 2013, Cole Hendrickson, man, buzzer beater, Little Rock Christian versus Mills. It was at Little Rock Christian. These
Mhm.
were two of the hottest 5A teams at the time. I know Little Rock Christian dropped down into 4A, but they're back in 5A now.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we played in 5A, and it was one of my buddies, Josh Claxton, said it was the SEC of Arkansas basketball, and I think it still is to this day, man. 5A is tough, but
Yep.
anyways, it was 69-69, and Cole Hendrickson just knew where the half court line was, and he was getting so close. I swear, his back foot was stepping over. Like, it should have been a back court, but he knew not to step down. Anyways, this guy dribbles back, goes in between the legs, and just heaves it off the backboard through the net. Crowd goes crazy, man. It was an awesome game. Um, and I was actually a manager for the basketball team at Little Rock Christian at that time, so I was filming that game, but I wasn't like down under the basket. That would have been really awesome.
Yeah.
But my favorite game that I've probably covered as an adult, man, it's got to be Little Rock Christian Farmington State Championship. I mean, there
Yeah.
was just so many emotions and the ride to get there, man. And I went to Little Rock Christian. I've got cousins that are at Farmington right now. My grandparents have lived in Farmington my whole life, so that game just meant a lot to me personally.
Mhm.
And I mean, obviously it was a little lopsided on the score, but Lane Taylor put up 40. I mean, Little Rock Christian won. I couldn't have asked for a better game.
It was I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, I was at the game, and I remember their Little Rock Christian, their student section, and when you'd go over there, they'd all go crazy. It's hilarious. But yeah, Lane, he had a great game. He had like 40. He pretty much had all their points, but I mean, Little Rock Christian, they said, I mean, Coach P over there, he was at Russellville, so that's why I know him. But yeah, Landron and like Jamil, like all these guys, they were all like insane. They had a really stacked roster.
Man, that was one of the best high school teams to come out of Arkansas, in my opinion. I think they could probably play with some of those North Little Rock squads. I don't know if they beat them, but I think they could probably play with some of those North Little Rock squads.
Yeah, I agree. We played them in the summer, and I think they beat us by like I don't know 8 or 10. But we had a really talented team. We had injuries, but I mean they're just JJ and Landry. They were just yamming everything. It was like I've never seen anything like it because like I mean Arkansas, like there's a lot of talent, but like dude, it was it was crazy.
JJ's grown another 3 or 4 inches since last year, so 5A needs to watch out.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we don't run into them in the state tournament, but yeah.
Good luck if you do. But so since then, I've created a really good relationship with Coach Pennington, like you mentioned earlier. He went from Russellville to Little Rock Christian and now is at Bentonville. So I've actually been hired by Bentonville to go out and capture content for them this basketball season. So I'm very excited to continue that relationship with Coach Pennington. You are going to be seeing a lot of Coach P on Instagram, that's for sure.
Nice,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah. We love Coach P.
He was amazing. We loved him when he was here.
Yeah, he was a great coach. He left when we were, I guess, going up, so I never really got to play for him. But like, I mean, he was always at our practices and stuff, and he was a really nice dude.
And me and him were together whenever we found out that he was leaving.
Yeah,
And so it was like right before we went to high school, and we were upset.
we were upset, and then then our 10th grade coach, we didn't really like. But then we got Coach Nall here, and Coach Nall's a really good coach. But yeah, we were all scared when Coach P left. We were like, oh,
Well, what do y'all think about Art by Rachel? I know she goes out there and captures content for the
she's awesome.
She's amazing. What I love about her is like so she took our pictures for football with like the smoke and all that, all like kind of like Rocktown does.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like with Rocktown, you pay 80. Is it in the 80?
It's something like that.
It's like 80, and you get a limited amount of pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get like 3 pictures for yourself. And the thing I like about Rachel is it's not just this way for that, but like this is how she is all the time. Is she just takes however many pictures she can. And so like when we took pictures with the smoke and everything, like she took countless pictures of players and everything.
And they look really good.
Yeah, they're really good.
No, yeah.
And whenever she comes to our games and stuff, she's like a part of the team now. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see her posting content at all the Russellville events, so that's really cool that y'all have her. Not every school has a content creator that's at one school for the whole season, so definitely cherish her while she's there.
Yeah, and she's really improved over the last.
She's
gotten a lot better.
If you look at her stuff from when like she first got here and now, she's improved tremendously.
Yeah.
Her stuff.
That's awesome to hear. Do y'all know who Coach Fuller is?
The soccer coach?
The soccer coach, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my cousin. I've known him my whole life.
Wow.
That's awesome. He was, I played soccer growing up. He was my coach growing up.
I believe it.
And
he's very involved in the Russellville community.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a small world.
Yeah, small world. They're insane. They win state championship every single year.
If they don't,
do y'all know like Keegan and Gideon?
Yeah, Keegan and Gideon. They were on my team.
Yeah, those are my cousins.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would play with them. I love them. That's funny.
I have to tell them I said what's up.
Yeah, I'll tell them. Yeah. So kind of go back to football. I want to get your kind of predictions on who's gonna win state and kind of who's gonna be the 2 teams playing in state for kind of like 7, 6, and 5A.
All right, so for 7A, I've been saying this all year. I've got Conway and Bryant playing in the state championship. I'd love to see one of the private schools make some noise. I'd love to see PA or Little Rock Christian make some noise. I just don't think that, PA went into 6A and won the state championship their first year, in 6A kind of took over. I don't think that that's going to be the case in 7A. You've got some, I mean, you've got some different teams in 7A, that's for sure. And 6A, I want to say Shiloh Christian's going to be in the state championship. I don't know who they're going to play against. 6A is so open. I'll leave this one up to y'all. What do y'all think? Shiloh Christian versus who?
It's got to be Greenwood.
I can't say. I play in
You
6A.
think they roll all the way through?
Oh yeah, Greenwood, especially after what happened with Isaiah. I think they've got some motivation. I think there's no way I mean, y'all played against them. I mean, you probably have a better understanding.
Okay, so Coach Wheeler, our head coach, he's been a coach for years and years and years across all around the state. He coached in college. He was at a JUCO for a while. He was Ole Miss strength and conditioning coach, and he said to one of our basketball coaches that was the best high school team he's ever seen.
Yeah, the Greenwood's this team this year. Yeah.
I'll just put that
Yeah,
out.
they beat us last year, so I just had to have y'all say their name. But yeah, Greenwood's going to the state championship. I mean, the Archer brothers, are they the best brother duo in Arkansas? Probably.
Probably.
Most definitely.
Yeah, probably.
So, and yeah, like y'all said, with the passing of one of their teammates, I mean, they didn't need any motivation,
Oh.
and I mean, they've got a fire under them now. So I definitely expect them to play against probably Shiloh Christian. I'd love to see Lake Hamilton make some noise. I went to school there for a little bit, so I like to see the Wolves do well. Lake Hamilton went into Shiloh Christian last week and came out with a win. They were not expected to, so I'll leave them up as a dark horse. But I'm going Shiloh Christian as my pick, and Shiloh Christian versus Greenwood.
Yeah, because y'all play like Hamilton this week.
Yeah, we play them this week.
It's a huge game.
So they're the 4 seed right now. And we're the 5 seed. Whoever wins gets that 4 seed and is on the opposite side of the bracket as Greenwood. And so
Gotcha.
huge
So
game.
it's a game that means something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like this is first round of playoffs, honestly.
Yeah, because whoever loses has to play Greenwood in the second round if they win that first round. So, I mean, you want to be on the opposite side of Greenwood. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. 5A, I kind of already mentioned it. I didn't want to give any sneak peek away just because I'm obviously biased, but just based off what we've seen, I'm gonna go Farmington Parkview, man. As far as the Farmington defense, it's just what team shows up. Morrilton was kind of a nightmare in the sense of they gave up 11 passing touchdowns. But Morrilton's a good team. They ended up losing the week after, which didn't make Farmington look great, but Farmington still won a big game on the road while they were undefeated. So you got to give credit where credit's due. But I mean, you're talking about a team that's 8-1, and what is Parkview? Are they 7-2?
I think they're 8-1 too. I think
They're 8-1 also. And their only loss is in out of state game, right? Or did they lose to Bryant?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
They beat Melissa.
Okay.
Texas.
Yeah, they beat the team in Texas. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so both teams are 8-1, and Parkview is kind of they're a team that's going to be there, right? I mean, they're like the Golden State Warriors or like the Patriots. You could say, the Chiefs nowadays.
Yep.
They're just kind of like Greenwood. They're just going to be there, right? Farmington's going to come in as a serious underdog just because of who Parkview is, and they've got some, defensive problems, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be a good matchup. You know what I mean? Because Farmington's gone out and they've thrown a couple of shutouts this season. So it just depends on what defense shows up.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's the defense that played Morrilton, then you could see Parkview getting into the 80s, 90s. It could get out of hand. But if not, I mean, Farmington, they've definitely improved over the year. Because I think start of the year, I was kind of unsure how good they were going to be, and then they've just gone on a crazy win streak, and they've been playing well.
Defense does make some plays, man. I will say there's a couple players on their defense for sure, but their big problem is they'll give up long bombs, and that's That's pretty much the only way that they really get scored on, man. That like I'm not saying the opposing team doesn't ever do a full drive, against them,
Right.
but it seems like they give up a lot of big plays instead of a team like actually like moving the ball on them, if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if they could just cancel out the big plays, it'd be a really interesting game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Farmington could have get in there. If I was gonna pick a team for 5A, it'd probably be Lakeside. 'Cause
Okay.
they're really talented, but I could see Joe T. I think it's Parkview, and then I think there's a lot of teams kind of and even Valley View, they're a really good team. Like they could, I don't know, they're all kind of the same peg.
I think
So do y'all know who's the 1 seed?
Yeah.
so it's hard to tell.
Do y'all know who's the 1 seed? Because I'm pretty sure right now Farmington has home field advantage throughout.
They
Probably
they do.
because they haven't
How
lost
does-
a conference game, right?
Do what now?
They haven't lost it, or did they lose a conference game, or have
No, they have not lost a conference game. They lost to
how does it
Shiloh,
work
who's in
whenever
6A.
two 1 seeds play each other?
That would be the state championship.
So there's only 2 1 seeds like on opposite sides. I don't know how 5A works.
That's a good question. I'm no expert there. They change stuff up so often, man. It's hard to keep up with, because Little Rock Christian is 7A in football, they're 5A in basketball, the girls are 4A. It's like I can't keep up with anything, and then so that means the bracket's going to change. And I don't know if there's 2 1s or if there's 4 1s, but I would assume.
There has to be two.
Yeah.
I think there's only 2 1s, and then they would meet up in the state championship if they go all the way through. Because if there's 4 1s, then how would you?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you decide home field advantage?
Yeah, you can't.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
that's what you play for in the regular season. So
Mhm.
yeah, there's got to only be 2 1s.
Yeah.
That would make sense to me.
No, yeah,
I
me
agree,
too.
yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's good hearing from that. I think so. Kind of transition to basketball. I'll kind of want your thoughts about Bentonville and how you think they're going to be this year.
So Bentonville, they've got a great brand new coach who's coming off 2 championship wins. They definitely have they've got 3 really good players on the team, but I think Elijah Wilhelm, I believe he just committed. Gosh, I can't think of where he committed to, but their big man, their power forward center. Yeah. He just committed to a school, to a college.
Mhm.
Javon Williams is good. They've got a couple really good players. Bentonville, man, their only question mark with Bentonville is how are they going to gel with a new coach? Obviously, that's always I don't want to say a toss up, but Coach Pennington's from the area. He knows what he's doing. He's been to 2 state championships. He has put plenty of players, into college. He's put plenty of players through the next level. So I don't think there's really going to be any question mark as to team chemistry and how he's going to get the team to gel. But with the new coach coming in, that's always a question. So there's that. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. The other issue is the competition, right? They're in 6A. There's no 7A for basketball, but they're in 6A. So they've got the toughest competition in the state. I wish they would have scheduled Bentonville versus Little Rock Christian. That would have been so much fun.
Oh,
That'd
be good.
but they didn't. Maybe they could next year. If JJ stays, I'd love for them to schedule that game next year.
Yeah.
But Bentonville's going to be a team to watch out for. Fayetteville's going to be a team to watch out for. There's going to be a couple other teams in there. Bryant's going to be really good. Central's, always going to be good. They've got a new coach too.
He was the assistant under Pennington at
Yeah.
Russellville.
Yeah, Coach
Oh,
Lewis.
was he? Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yeah, so
That's
we know him too. Yeah, they were. So I would be fun if it was Bentonville Central in the state championship.
Yeah, that would be very fun.
Yeah.
that'd be fun. Would that be Tigers versus Tigers?
Yeah.
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 Tigers, Tigers. Yeah.
Yeah, may the best Tiger win. That would be fun. I would really like to see Bryant make some noise because I'm a big Robinson family fan, and I love Kellen Robinson.
Mhm.
Love KK Robinson, and I just like seeing them do good. I'm from the 501 area, so I like seeing good people do good. Kellen Robinson's a good kid, and I think he deserves another shot at the state championship.
Yeah, so I've played most of these top 6A teams. I think nobody's going to compete with Bryant. That's my thought. Like their team is insane. We play them
Even
so
harder?
I think Harbor. So, do you know is Cortland at Harbor or is he going to Oak Hill?
That's a good question.
I,
I do not know.
I swear, I saw him take pictures at Harbor. I'm like, I thought he was going to Oak Hill, but then because if they have Cortland, then I think they're competing with Bryant too because they got a lot of talent there too.
So yeah, Harbor should be pretty good. I'm excited to kind of get a feel for NWA basketball just because I've been in 501 for so long.
Yep.
Pretty much the entire time that I've been a part of Next Up, I have been in Little Rock. So I haven't had the chance. I've never even been to Harbor's basketball gym. So I'm excited to see, the Little Rock teams always win. For now, right? For now, that could change.
Arkansas is growing.
Yep.
No, you're right. You're right. It absolutely is. But just there's a difference in the style of play, and I'm excited to get a better feel for it up here.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to get now kind of your thoughts go down to 5A. I know Little Rock Christian you talked about they went up. I know Farmington's came into our conference. So kind of get kind of your thoughts about 5A.
5A Benton's going to win it all. I don't think there's any question. I don't think anybody has any doubts about 5A. Benton's going to win it all.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us go into it think that Ben is the top team. I think we could pull up an upset. I mean, I think we're a really good team. I think Russell's going to surprise some people, but
So yeah, no disrespect to Russellville. I just don't know y'all squad very well. Fill me in.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree.
We lost three seniors, but those three seniors were all like keys to the team.
Yeah, but I think we've stepped up. I know we've got Donovan. He's going to be a really great player for us. And then I think I think me and Caleb Campbell are going to be some really good guys. I think we've kind of got our same kind of group we had in ninth grade. We were all here and we're all going to be starting. I think we've all improved a ton. I think we're going to surprise some people.
I like it. I like it. Sell yourself, man. I like it.
I think because I'm telling you, we were this close to being Lake Hamilton last year. Ty Robinson, a great player. I think Donovan outplayed him in that game. Donovan had 20.
Yes.
But
So that's another team you just mentioned, man. Lake Hamilton, Coach Scott Pennington's always going to have a good squad. He's a good coach, and historically, Lake Hamilton's usually pretty good at basketball.
Yeah.
Yep.
So whether they're in the state championship or the Final Four, they're usually making some noise.
Yeah.
There's another team. Farmington. No, I'm just kidding. Farmington moved up into the 5A, as y'all said, and Coach Taylor, man, you just can't count out the pedigree of these coaches. He's been to a state championship against a juggernaut of a squad. Let's be honest. I think he wins that game 9 times out of 10, and he just happened to face the Little Rock Christian team. So, they moved up. He's got a pretty good team. I've been to a couple practices of Farmington this season, and I don't think that they took a step back by any means. Coach Taylor has a pretty disciplined program that he sticks to, and I think his players are a very disciplined bunch. He's going to hate hearing that I picked Benton to win because that's a target. That's a target team, right? But I think Farmington could certainly make some noise. I think they could end up in the Final Four where anything can happen. So, down the stretch, here's the thing about Benton, they have to stay healthy. You can say that about any team, right?
Yep.
But with as talented as they are, if Terrion gets hurt, if Spratt gets hurt, if anybody gets hurt, they kind of, I don't want to say level themselves out with other teams because they're so talented, but it's just anything can happen. So for if everybody stays healthy, I'm picking Benton. But I think there's a couple other teams to definitely watch.
Yeah, I think 2 other teams I want to kind of highlight is Maumelle. They've got a ton of transfers. They got Jace from Jacksonville, and they're the team probably with the most transfers.
Yeah, that's Maumelle's my biggest question mark. If I'm being honest with y'all, just like y'all said, they've got a bunch of transfers. The Sheeran kid transferred from Charter over to Maumelle.
Yep.
Like y'all said, y'all mentioned a couple already. I mean, that's I just don't know if that's a recipe for success. I mean, look at the Razorbacks last year. We got 14 new players and they sucked,
Yeah, you just don't know if they're going to mesh together well.
Yep.
So that's the thing. And I believe Coach Shook is still at Maumelle, and he's a good coach, but he's definitely got a challenge. That's a big task, to get your players out of summer, basically get them in when does school start? August.
Yep.
that right? Yeah, school starts in August. So from August to, you know, early November, you've got to and hope that none of them are playing football, right? So you got to mesh this team together. You got to teach them a game plan. It's just a lot, is all I'm saying. So they're a big question mark for me. They might be one of those teams that starts off rough, and then as the season progresses, they find their way. Little Rock Christian is going to be a team to look out for. Also, KD Hicks is definitely.
Yep.
He's a player, man. He's got a weird shot on him. I know, but
Yeah.
he can shoot. The ball goes in. And watch out, he might dunk on you. And we don't even have to talk about JJ Andrews. The whole country knows who JJ Andrews is. His gene pool is insane, man. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mom played college basketball, uncle played ball, both dads played in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. Just absolute. I mean, there's not even a word for the gene pool he has. So just the sky's not even the limit. I don't know where the limit is, but yeah. Anyways, they've got potentially the best player in the state in JJ Andrews.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a question about that. But as far as the rest of the team goes, I know they lost a couple pieces to North Little Rock, and they have a new coach. So they're just gonna have to. We're gonna have to see how that team meshes. Me being, graduate from Little Rock Christian, I'm gonna say that they'll probably end up in the Final Four, just because they've got Jay-Sean Andrews, right? And he's got a nice compliment in KD Hicks. He's not Landron, but he might still go smash one in your face. So watch out.
Yeah, and I think so Coach Chenault last year was his first year at Russellville, and no one knew how good we were going to be. And I think if Luke Stump, our big man, if he doesn't get hurt, I think we make it to the Final Four. I think we really compete. And that was the first year. So I think Little Rock Christian, first year coach. I think he seemed like a cool dude. I know they got Coach Sims there too. But I think they're definitely talented enough to go make a run. Yeah, and then just one other team I want to talk about is Harrison. I think Harrison, they're super talented. They didn't make state tournament last year, but they had zero seniors. They had zero seniors. They're all coming back. They've got pretty much their whole starting five has offers. They're really good, and I think they're gonna be one of the main teams in 5A.
So I don't know anything about the Goblins basketball team. I have not ever seen a Harrison basketball game in my life, but I'll have to take your word for it. I'll have to be on the lookout for Harrison. I don't know who's all playing, and there's a Christmas tournament up here. So I don't know who else playing in it, but I hope to see Harrison play because I saw their football team play and they looked rough.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Harrison.
Woo. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll have to take your word on Harrison being good at basketball this year. But I like it. I like it. That there's so many schools here in Arkansas. It's impossible to keep up with everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. Which they're not as good as us, but I'll shout them out. But we're
like
still beat them twice. But yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that about wraps it up. I think that was a good talking to you about kind of football and basketball and kind of what you do and all that.
Well, guys, thanks for having me on, and keep doing this, man. Keep reaching out to people. You never know who will enter the DMs, man. You might reach out to Darren McFadden. He might be like, "What's up?" So just, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.